Noah had a strange dream. Only 2 days were left until the end of his life. He realized that he had never truly lived. His life's calendar was full, but only 2 days remained untouched. He became distressed. Troubled and angry, he went to God to ask for more days, shouting and cursing, but God remained silent. He screamed and caused an uproar, shaking the heavens and the earth. Yet God remained silent. He clung to the angels, spoke blasphemy, and threw away his prayer mat. But God remained silent. His heart sank and he wept, falling into prostration. Finally, God broke the silence and said, "My dear, but one more day has passed. You wasted the entire day with cursing and noise. Only 1 day is left. Come and at least live this 1 day." Amidst his sobbing, he asked, "But with 1 day, what can be done with just 1 day?" God replied, "He who experiences the joy of living 1 day, as if he has lived 1,000 years, and he who does not appreciate his today, even 1,000 years won't help him." Then God placed the gift of 1 day into his hands and said, "Now go and live 1 day." Noah woke up. His eyes were still sleepy. The dream left a fear in his heart. He decided to look at everything differently today. He told himself, "If today were my last day, I must live it fully. I must enjoy every moment." The first pleasure came from the softness and comfort. He stood up, stretching his legs on the soft carpet, as if he were feeling its warmth for the first time. The first breath he took, the fresh air coming through the window, filled his senses. Then he went to the bathroom to wash his face. When the cold water touched his skin, a delightful shock spread through his body. He felt the water gliding over his face, washing away all the night's fatigue. He gently rubbed the soap in his hands and inhaled its fragrance. This was the beginning of a new day for him. In the kitchen, he made his coffee. The room filled with the scent of freshly brewed coffee. He picked up the cup and took a sip. He savored the taste of the coffee completely. While drinking, he opened the window and listened to the sound of birds. On the street, when he passed a tree for a moment, he ran his hand along its trunk. With his eyes closed, he felt the texture of the tree bark and enjoyed the soothing coolness that embraced his hand. As he walked, the sound of crunching dry leaves under his feet made every step a new experience. He laughed wholeheartedly at something funny he saw, without worrying about being judged by others. On the street, Noah interacted with people. When he smiled at someone passing by and they smiled back, in that moment, everything became clearer. Nothing was more important than sharing good feelings and positive energy with others. When he arrived at work, he decided, unlike usual, to do his task with calmness. Instead of complaining about how much work there was, he paid attention to every detail. He read each email carefully, answered each phone call patiently, and even when someone was upset and irritated, he smiled and listened to them. On his way home, he saw a child whose kite had gotten stuck. To help, he climbed a tree. At the end of the day, Noah returned home. When he looked at himself in the mirror, he saw that the day had been filled with seemingly small but significant moments. He smiled and said to himself, "I enjoyed every moment of today." The next morning, Noah did not wake up. The angels wrote in God's calendar, "Today he passed away, the one who lived for 1,000 years." Life is not found in the greatest achievements or successes, but in these small moments that we often overlook. Every moment, every action, every tiny detail of life can bring us joy if we only realize how precious they are. Life is simple. We just need to embrace it fully. Let's cherish today. If this story resonated with you and you think your friends need these moments too, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to await more stories like this.
Every story a lesson for a better life.